For Reaper Metal Productions, I am Adam of Unbaptized Records, making a brand new video for you today. And today I'm going to go over a sort of what's in my bag type video, except this is going to be a few releases that I picked up from a recent Death Metal Fest in Connecticut, CT Metal Fest, CT Death Fest. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was held in a Presbyterian church basement, which was kind of odd. And the first day was a little bit nicer because they had the vendors outside, and then it started to rain the second day. So they brought everyone inside, including the bands, to sell their merch, which kind of sucked because it was in the same place that they're all setting up. So there's a bunch of drum sets set up next to people trying to sell their merch. So it was a little cluttered and clusterfucked, but that was okay. The second night was definitely a little better. I saw more bands I actually recognized, and then a few out-of-state bands, including the headliner Malignancy, which is awesome. That was the second time I've seen them, so I'll get to that in a second. But first, two bands I went there to see on day two that I missed both of them, and I feel kind of stupid because I got there late. The first one is the band I've shown off before, Fatal Sacrament. So this is the CD I've picked up from them before, had them re-sign it. I had given this copy, the copy I had to J-Dog of Hell's Headbangers to, I guess, just kind of review. And I needed to get an extra copy, so grabbed this there at the show, even though I literally showed up as they were finishing. So they were like putting away their gear and starting to grill up some hot dogs as I showed up. So unfortunately I missed them, but I had seen them before. Open up for another band, which I think is actually in this pile, who wasn't there, but again, I'll get to that in a second. So if you haven't checked them out, Fatal Sacrament, definitely good Connecticut death metal band. Check them out. Another band that also was actually shown on J-Dog's channel because they sent him in these copies, and I missed them because, again, they started, but I did get to meet them, and they signed this. I have now 3 copies. One I got from J-Dog because I got 2 copies from him, and gave one to a friend who was at the show, but I bought 2 copies while I was there for $5 each. So this is the Connecticut band Sawed Apart. So this is their demo, Bone Harvester. I got to meet vocalist Jacob and then bassist and artist Alexa. So she did the art for this, and yeah, they were super cool. Again, the whole band signed it, including a new member who's now in the band, so the drummer, and then a new additional guitarist who I don't remember really meeting. I mostly just talked to Jacob and Alexa, so they were super cool. Again, I bought 2 copies, had them sign both, and then J-Dog sent me 2 copies too, so I have 3, and like I said, 1 I gave to a friend who was there, so that's super cool. I hope to see them at some point again. Kind of sucks that by the time I got there, they were already done. The show was like an hour and a half away, which Connecticut's a small state, so for the show to be an hour and a half away in the same state means it's like the opposite end of where I live. So unfortunately, I didn't end up seeing them, but I'll definitely see them at some point in the future, maybe do an interview or something. So they were super cool. It was nice meeting them. And then the only other band I picked something up from just because, well, I guess technically 2 bands. One, again, the last one I'll get to, but it's a band out of Pennsylvania called Open Flesh Wound. So one of their releases here, and EP or demo or something, but it's just like a little CDR slimline. Had them sign the inside, and then this, same thing, they signed it, so kind of cool. Little silver marker. Again, you can definitely tell by the front, it's brutal death metal. Definitely fit in with the style of bands that were there, so that was cool. So they were enjoyable. Again, nothing super special, but I did enjoy it, and I was glad I picked up the music. So, but then last but not least, I picked up a handful of CDs from one Danny Nelson of Malignancy, and I also picked up a copy of their newest album. So the first time I saw them, Malignancy, was this year. A couple of months ago, picked up a CD copy of the newest album, Discontinued, and then another release they did, sort of like a demo release that I think they recorded in like 2000 with Roger Bajard. He was on it. And it came out, I think it came out recently, but it was an older recording, so that was cool. You know, I had Danny and Ron sign it, but I also, so Danny had like his CD case of some distro stuff, and then a little bit of his own music. So I picked up a few releases. So first is Gorgatron. So this is the band I was sort of hinting at before. I believe Fatal Sacrament opened for them. These guys are all the way from North Dakota, I believe. And this release is on a different label, but currently they're on Redefining Darkness. So that's how I've heard of Gorgatron. So definitely check them out. It's sort of like Death Grind. Pretty good stuff. And then another brutal band here, I'm sure you've heard of, is Pyrexia. So probably doesn't need much of an introduction, but again, Danny had these for sale, so grabbed them off of him. This one I love. This is Clit Eater, Eat Clit or Die, which I've definitely heard of. So it's obviously a pun on death metal releases. I have the three-way split, so it's them, Rectal Smegma, lovely names, and Last Days of Humanity. They did a three-way split. I have the LP and CD. I think it's awesome. So this is obviously like, you know, just brutal stuff, severed records, and then obviously it's just like kind of silly pun names, but it's enjoyable. So obviously it's over the top, like gore grind, death grind, but I really do enjoy it. So definitely worth a listen. And then another band I've had my eye on for a while. I just always wanted to listen to them, and this is a pretty decent CD, but I guess you pronounce it Evile, Evile. They're a speed metal band from England. I had heard of them a little while ago, came across them on YouTube, and just decided to pick them up at some point, put them on the back burner, and then he had a copy, and I'm like, well, fuck yeah, why not? So it's not the greatest. I mean, you can even tell by the band photo here, like these guys look like a bunch of jabronis that listen to, like, I don't know, old school like alt rock, hardcore maybe. So probably not the people I'd hang out with, or at least not people I'd expect to put out pretty good thrash like this. But it's not the heavy thrash. It's more of like the Testament type thrash. So if you like that stuff, which I do like some of it, but it's definitely got the speed metal elements to it. So really good guitar work and everything on there. And then I don't have it with me because I'm in my car, but the discontinued LP by Malignancy I did pick up. Danny and Ron signed it, and I also got a copy of the set list, had them sign that too. And the cool thing is, again, I don't have it, but the set list they printed out had the date and the time and everything on there. So it's smart. I mean, if you collect that kind of stuff, if you have a bunch of them, just to remember when the stuff happened, write it down the back. But luckily this had it kind of like almost watermarked on the side, so that was cool. So again, had the two of them sign it, and obviously I'll be seeing them at Dead by Dog playing all of Intrauterine Cannibalism, which is how you pronounce it, even though some people who really like the band enough to hire them for a show doesn't know how to pronounce it, but I thought that was kind of funny. So let me know what you thought of these releases. Let me know if you picked up that Sawed Apart demo EP. If you order from Hell's and you got a copy of that, I think he said he sent in like 500 copies or something crazy. So put in a lot of his own money, the band's own money, to get that out there. So that's cool to get it in the fans' hands. So I felt like it was worth picking up a few copies and paying for it, even though I didn't get to see them. So yeah, let me know what you thought of those releases, and I'll see you in the next video.